Hi everyone, this is Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Welcome back to my channel. This is my first video of 2025 and I know it's been a while since I've put anything up and you know, the holidays just did me in. I actually got sick right before Thanksgiving and that continued well through New Year's. So it was not a good time. I did not get really any crafting done. Few things here and there, but nothing like I had wanted to. So today's video is just going to be a recap of some things that I did finish at the end of last year, and then show you a new project that I started just before New Year's. And it won't be something that I'll be making videos on after this, because it's something that I'm just going to add to as I go. So anyway, I wanted to share with you how I do my project lifestyle scrapping, my year in review, maybe you could call it. And this is a 6x12 album that I think is the perfect size. It's kind of hard to find some of the pages for it because I do like the 6x12, and you can find the ones that are divided. I know Becky Higgins' Project Life has some, but they're divided 4x6 and then 2 3x4s and then a 4x6. And I found that very limiting because I can take, if I have 3 4x6 spots, I can put 2 3x4s side by side if I want, but I don't have to. So you'll see a little bit of this. I started to go through and put little, what do you call it, post-it type things over all of the faces that I didn't want to share online, and then realized that about 90% of the photos had people in them that I was going to have to cover up. So I'm not going to show you the entire year, just the first couple of months, so you can get an idea of what I did. So my first page is my title page, and I just used some things from Echo Park from their, it's not their year in review line. What is it now? Life something. I'll have to look it up. And I have so many of them that I should remember it, but I don't. But anyway, I used the cut apart cards, and then I used my dies from Concord and 9th to cut out the numbers for 2024. And on the back, let's see, is it still in frame? Yes, okay. On the back, I just used another cut apart card. I could have used a long photo here, but I really didn't have anything that was going to work out too well. So I used the monthly cards, and now I have to go and see what that paper line is because it's going to drive me crazy. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, it's the Day in the Life, and there is actually Day in the Life and Volume 2, and I did use both. This is the first set that came out, so that's where I got my title cards from in the 12x12 size. I actually used this smaller size last year. Let me see if I can find some that I can share that might have some pictures, that don't have pictures, I should say. Nope, everything has pictures of the kids. So anyway, I can't show you that, but I did use it. I used the small ones, and I did a 3x4 card with the month, and then I put a photo next to it. And what worked out really well is that my grandson was born in February of 2023. So next to the month, I always had his monthly photo. He's at 11 months here. So it was the month and then his picture to show how much he'd grown. Then I used an image that I took offline. Somebody had posted on their Facebook, and I really liked it, so I just copied it and put it in here. And you can see I did use the 2 3x4s in the center, but not always. And then I went into my January photos and my February, and you can tell, see, I like doing this using different size photos on a page as well. So they're not just all standard 4x6, but I did use that space. Here I used my photo app from the Epson PM400 to put 3 photos on one 4x6 blank to give it a little different look. Here I had a lot more journaling. We had a lot going on in February, and a very sick little boy, and snow, and lots of cold. And every light on my car, every check engine light, check whatever, all showed up at the same time. So yeah, that was my sentiment. And that is as far as I can show you in this, because everything else I would have to cover up. So I just wanted to share that in case somebody else is interested in doing something along that lines of 2023, 2024. Sorry, it's been a while since I have actually made a video, so, you know, words are hard. Then we'll get into the layouts that I did in the last couple of months. Most of these have process videos, so you may have already seen them, but I figured if you hadn't, I would just do a recap. So I participated in a challenge. It was called the Budget Challenge over at Ginger's Corner, where she gave us a list of products to use, and each one had a value assigned to it, and we couldn't go over $3. So it was a little difficult to do, but using minimal products, but these are some of the pages. So these are two of my grandchildren on Halloween, and they were too cute to spook. So yeah, I just used a photo paper. This is from Reminisce. How is it pronounced? I think it's Reminisce. Whatever. To use that to make the background so that I didn't have to use a lot of product and go over my budget. This was actually the first one that I had done for that challenge, and I used a very large photo, obviously. It's an 8x10 photo that I cut into strips using the Mosaic Moments idea. I think I used, yes, I did use their grid paper, put it together, and then cut file is from Pear Tree Creations. This was my favorite from the budget challenge, and the way I was able to make it and stay under budget was that I used a paper that actually had these stripes on it of each color, and then cut them apart to make all the little individual pieces. And where's the sketch? I used a sketch from, this was actually a sketch from Scrapbook and Cards Today. This was for their spring and summer issue submission call for 2025. So this is in their, I believe, winter edition, winter 2024. And I really loved the sketch, so that is what I used for this one. Then I went on to I wouldn't call it a challenge, but an inspiration where Janet from RTS Scrapbooking had come up with a mood board magic. She created a mood board with certain colors and textures and photos. And so I was able to follow that and make these photos. There is a process video for this, I believe. And so you can go back and look at that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I used some L Studio. The papers are mostly Echo Park, I believe. Then these, some of the cut aparts were Simple Stories. The title is American Crafts from their Cedar House collection. And I did some stitching on there. And uh-oh, we are stuck. Oh dear, that was the washi tape that I used to secure my stitching on the back got stuck to that layout. That wasn't cool. This is using the same color palette. I really loved this page. I took inspiration from a lady, oh gosh, I'm going to have to remember what her name was, Julie Carrera. She is a Stampin' Up! Consultant. She was with Close to My Heart prior to them closing, and I took total inspiration for this page from her. She had done another one using a very similar color palette, using the metallic paper, the type of dies. She used the Stampin' Up! Dies, which I didn't have, but I had something along the same lines, and really enjoyed doing this one. The center title is from Simple Stories, and then I just punched a couple of hearts to add on there. This is using the same idea of a color palette. This is using a sketch by Allison Davis, which was originally one of her sketches, but I believe she put it in Scrapbook and Cards Today as a bonus sketch. This is her layout that she did, so I took inspiration from that. The cut file is from Wild Pilot LLC on Etsy. I bought an entire collection. So I bought, this collection had all of these frames, all of the pumpkins, some titles, really beautiful collection. And this is my niece from many years ago. She's now 9 years old. So yeah, she's no longer a little baby. But anyway, there is a process video for this. You can go back and watch. This one, there is not a process video, but you'll see it is using the exact same sketch. Can I get them both in frame? Yeah, I can. Look at that. So it's the same sketch. It is also a cut file from Wild Pilot. This was the first one that I cut, and I didn't really care for how thick the lines were, and that was me. That was how the size that I made the cut file itself. If I had made it smaller, I could have made it a little thinner, but anyway, live and learn, right? I still love it. I still had fun with it. But there are two using the exact same cut file and sketch and almost the same color palette. And then this is the last one that I got done before the end of the year. And this is using the Simple Stories templates. They have, I think they have 10 or 12 different templates. And this was one of their templates with the 3x3 squares. And just making a grid design. The center piece here is from Cartabella, I believe. And they were just some really adorable shots of two of my grandkids. Their mom had put together. She did a photo shoot for them. And it was just really cute. So I thought I'd get them all on a page and like the way that it came out. So that is it for my scrapbooking for this year. The new project that I'm working on is a reading journal for 2025. And I think I spent way too many hours watching YouTube videos of people setting up their reading journals and took a lot of inspiration from them. But I am the type of person that can't just start a project and wait for the new year to start, because this was supposed to be a 2025 reading journal, right? But it was still in 2024, and I really was eager to get going because, you know, the ADHD in me is like, oh yeah, new project, gotta do it. So I did go online and I downloaded some images from Etsy. I don't remember the name of the shop. I'll see if I can find it. This was, the font is called Beauty. It's something that I downloaded from Duffont, and I made my title page, and it's printed on clear sticker paper. Then this particular journal I bought from Michael's, so it wasn't very expensive. I know a lot of the people that do this use very expensive Olive Archer and things like that. This is my first time, so I didn't want to put a lot of money into it. One of the things that a lot of people do online is they create these bookshelves where they fill in the title of the books that they've read and color code it. In this case, my key is going to be this kind of maroon color for physical books, this rusty color for ebooks, teal for audiobooks, and then this sort of peachy yellow gold color for things that I get from the library or from the Libby app. Stickers, these are all images that I downloaded from the internet. So what I did, because I said I didn't want to I didn't want to wait to get started for 2025. So I actually had all of my previous reading from 2018, but I started with 2019. And I went back and downloaded the cover images for all of the books that I read in the years leading up to 2025 and put them on here. And what was really interesting was that 2020, I believe it is, or 2022, I only read 5 books all year. But in 2024, I read 49. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, there are people that read hundreds of books a year. I don't know how they do it. And then there's other people that maybe only read a couple of books every year. As you can see, I only read 5 that year. There's no competition, guys. What you read, if you read what you enjoy, it's all good. But I enjoyed seeing this all laid out. And it was kind of interesting to see that, you know, one year I did not a lot, and one year I did a ton. So anyway, the images that I have here, this was downloaded from an Etsy shop. All these little book images. I did use some washi tape to separate the years because I didn't want to do, the first year I thought I would make a double page spread, and then I realized I only had one book over, so didn't want to waste all the pages. So I just used washi tape to break up the years. So then we go on to 2021, 2022. I had 5 books, didn't really want to go anywhere else with that didn't want to go on to the next page, so I just kind of bumped it up and marked it so you can see it's different from that year. And then we get into 2023, only 8 books read. Then we get into 2024, and I did a lot of reading in 2024 for a couple of reasons. We went on a cruise at the beginning of the year, and I do a lot of reading when I'm sitting on the deck when we're out to sea, when on the sea days. I just love that. It's awesome. And they had a really great library on board the ship we were on. We went on Holland America Line, which is, people call it the old people's cruise line. It's not. But it's definitely not the party ships that you see from some of the other cruise lines. They had a lot of workshops. They had a lot of educational type stuff, and they had a great library. They also had a great craft program. The woman that ran that was fabulous. So I really enjoyed it. It was a perfect cruise for me. But if you're out there to party and have a great time, probably not the cruise line for you. The other reason that I read a lot is I was doing some puzzles at home, and I can listen to audiobooks when I'm doing a puzzle. That's the only time I can listen to them. If I try to listen to an audiobook at night or, when I'm doing stuff around the house, I either fall asleep or I don't pay attention to the book. I cannot listen to an audiobook when I drive. I can only focus on one thing at a time, and so it's either going to be the road or the book, and obviously I chose the road. So I have friends who can read, listen to audiobooks. They have long commutes. They listen to them. They get through lots of them. Not me. But I did go through quite a few audiobooks while doing puzzles. So there's that. So that's one of the reasons I had a lot more this year. And again, this was from that same collection of images that I downloaded from Etsy. And then I got to the end of 2024. I tried so hard to get to that 50th book, but it was New Year's Eve and I still had like 80% of the book to go. And I was like, no, I can't do it. It's going on to 2025. So this was an audiobook series that I listened to while doing one particular puzzle. And then I got into some other pages. These are the things that I was inspired by watching other people online. People would do book bingo, and they would have different things to fill in the spaces. I found someone that had a thriller bingo because that tends to be the genre that I read the most. And I took all the images or all the ideas that she had and made this thriller bingo in Canva. And you can see I've already marked off 3 spaces. This one I have not stuck in yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Tracy Reed Designs for January came out with this awesome collection called Bookish. And one of the pieces of that collection was a reading journal, but it was in Traveler's Notebook size. And this is not Traveler's Notebook size. It's a little shorter, a little wider. So I did resize the image in Photoshop, I believe. Or did I use Word? I may have used Word. I resized it to fit in my book. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use it yet. So the next thing that I saw was an ABC challenge where you choose books, you read books where the titles begin with each letter of the alphabet. And I went through and I used L Studio stamps. I cut these. I actually used the Cricut to cut all of the little blocks the same size, and then I stamped on them. Then I thought, after everything was glued down, that I should have done it a little differently, that I should have made these little lift-up flaps so that the letter was on the outside, and when you lift it up, the title of the book or the image of the book cover was underneath. So that may happen. I've just taken a pencil and put the books in so far that I've read so that I don't forget what they are, and I can always erase it. But I may go back and make those little flaps and do it that way. We'll see. I don't really want the page to get super chunky though, so I don't know. I did use my Cricut to cut this out instead of the sticker. Here I used the clear sticker paper and that font called Beauty. Already got my first set of recommendations from a friend, the authors that she suggests. Because I did 49 books in 2024, I set my challenge for 50 in 2025. And you can see I've already done 5 of them. And I'm color coding those the same as I did for the bookshelf. So physical, ebook, audiobook, or Libby or library. Then I made a series tracker because I tend to read in series. It's part of that ADHD hyperfocus. I read an author, and if I really love the book that I read, then I have to read the entire series. Just who I am. So I picked out some of the authors or the series that I have already read. These are obviously not all done this year. But I went back and found out how many books were in each series, made the little boxes, and these are little washi dots that I got. This is the newest series that someone turned me on to at the beginning of the year, and I've already read 3 of the books because it's really fun. But I made, this is called a Dutch door. I just cut down part of it, and that way I don't have to make the title at the top of all the pages. And then we get to the actual 2025. So this is my reading log, and I'm using those little washi dots here to mark off every day that I read. Now, some people keep track of the number of pages they've read every day or the number of minutes. That's way too much for me. The fact that I read each day is all I need to know. Don't need to go any further than that. I did use my Cricut to cut out the year of 2025 and glue that down. And then I went to the same format that I had used in previous years of just putting the boxes in and the titles of the books. Not the titles, the covers of the books. This is part of that Tracy Reed collection that just came out, that bookish collection. I absolutely love it. And so I have lots of pages left to add other things. This is just something that I printed up. I've seen people do read around the world challenges where they try to read a book from every country. Obviously, well, maybe some people could do it in 1 year. I certainly couldn't. But I haven't decided if I really want to do that. I do read a lot of books set in other countries simply because I like the spy thriller type things, the CIA, FBI, all those. I have a lot of books that I've read in that series. So in that case, they do tend to hop around the globe. And so that's why I was interested in it, but I'm not sure if it's something I really want to get involved in. Then I added an envelope to the back because a lot of the better or more expensive journals have envelopes to put things in. So I just glued my own in. So that is the project that I started for this year. As I said, I won't be making videos, process videos or anything for this. It's just going to be something that I do for myself. So if you've gotten this far, thank you very much. I know it's a long video, but I appreciate you being here with me. So what are my plans for 2025? I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. I certainly want to get back into doing a lot more scrapbooking, getting more videos up on the channel. I could use your input. What kind of videos do you like? Do you like the process videos? Do you like the layout share videos? Let me know. Or if there's some other type of video that you would like. I will not be doing any of the reading journal on the channel. I will be sticking to scrapbooking. I don't know if I'll do any card making. I haven't been card making for a number of years, so I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but it's a possibility, and if it's something that you would like to see, please let me know. Yeah, we'll go from there. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time, and I certainly appreciate when you leave me comments. The thumbs up are great, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. You never know what I might do. So until the next video, have a great day.